Stop scrolling because the latest Dutton Ranch Season 2 rumors have fans asking one question. What happens after that explosive finale? Beth and Rip may have survived their biggest fight yet, but their war is only getting started. A mysterious new enemy is watching from the shadows, Carter's future is hanging by a thread, and one decision could change the fate of the entire ranch forever. Could Season 2 bring the biggest battle the Dutton family has ever faced? Let's break down the biggest fan theories, possible storylines, and everything that could happen next. Make sure you stay until the end, because one shocking prediction could completely change the future of Dutton Ranch. The Season 1 finale completely changed the future of Dutton Ranch. Instead of giving Beth and Rip a fresh start in Texas, it proved that their new home may actually be more dangerous than the one they left behind. Every victory they earned came with an even greater price, and now Season 2 has the chance to raise the stakes higher than ever before. The biggest question fans are asking is simple. Who will strike first? Beth and Rip know they cannot afford another surprise attack. After everything that happened, they understand that their enemies are no longer fighting for revenge alone. This has become a battle for power, money, and control of the land itself. One popular fan theory suggests that the next season begins only a few days after the finale. The ranch appears calm on the surface, but nobody is sleeping peacefully. Every strange noise outside makes everyone reach for a weapon. Every truck driving toward the property feels like another possible attack. The peace is only temporary, and everyone knows another storm is coming. Rip has always believed in solving problems his own way. Instead of waiting for another attack, he may decide to hunt down every person connected to the threats against his family. Unlike before, he isn't interested in making deals or giving second chances. Losing too much has changed him, and Season 2 could show an even more determined version of Rip Wheeler. Beth, on the other hand, fights differently. She knows that wars are not won only with guns. Money, politics, business, and influence can destroy people just as quickly. While Rip prepares for a physical battle, Beth could quietly begin attacking her enemies where they least expect it. Every business partner, every political ally, and every financial connection might suddenly become another weapon in her hands. But what if the biggest danger isn't someone they already know? Many fans believe Season 2 could introduce a completely new figure, someone who has been watching everything from a distance. Unlike previous enemies, this person wouldn't act out of anger. Instead, they would see the chaos surrounding Dutton Ranch as the perfect opportunity to take control of valuable Texas land. Imagine someone with enormous wealth, powerful political connections, and enough influence to make every legal move look completely legitimate. Instead of sending armed men to attack the ranch, they could use courts, government officials, land contracts, and hidden business deals to slowly trap Beth and Rip without firing a single shot. That kind of enemy would be far more dangerous because there would be no obvious target. Every victory would uncover another hidden obstacle, making it impossible to know who is really pulling the strings. Meanwhile, life inside the ranch becomes more complicated every single day. The emotional scars left by the Season 1 finale haven't disappeared. Every family member is carrying fear, guilt, and uncertainty. Even during quiet moments, nobody feels truly safe anymore. Fans also believe Carter could receive much more attention this season. After everything he experienced, he may begin questioning where he truly belongs. Growing up surrounded by violence changes people, and Season 2 could explore how those experiences affect his decisions. Beth and Rip want to protect him, but protecting someone often means making impossible choices. Another interesting theory suggests that the attacks against the ranch were never isolated events. Instead, they may have been carefully planned by multiple groups working toward the same goal without realizing someone else was controlling everything behind the scenes. If that theory becomes true, then every conflict from Season 1 could suddenly connect into one much larger story. Small clues that seemed unimportant before might reveal a hidden mastermind who has been preparing this takeover for years. At the same time, Beth refuses to abandon the dream she and Rip fought so hard to build. Every setback only strengthens her determination. She understands that giving up would mean allowing their enemies to win, and that is something she will never accept. Rip feels exactly the same. No matter how dangerous things become, walking away is not an option. The ranch represents far more than land. It represents family, loyalty, sacrifice, and every promise they have made to each other. As the pressure continues to build, one thing becomes clear. The next chapter won't simply be about defending the ranch. It will be about discovering who started this war, why they want the land so badly, and how far Beth and Rip are willing to go to protect everything they love. And if the biggest fan theories are even partially correct, then the opening episodes of Dutton Ranch Season 2 could deliver the most intense and unpredictable battle the series has ever seen. Just when Beth and Rip believe they finally understand who they are fighting, another shocking twist could completely change the story. What if every attack so far has only been the beginning? Many fans believe the people behind the violence are only small pieces of a much bigger organization that has been quietly expanding across Texas for years. One popular theory suggests that Season 2 could introduce a powerful businessman who never gets his hands dirty. He doesn't threaten people himself. Instead, he pays others to do the work while he stays hidden behind expensive offices, legal contracts, and political influence. To the public, he looks like a respected businessman. But behind closed doors, he could be the person secretly controlling everything. Beth quickly realizes something doesn't add up. Every time she stops one problem, another one appears almost immediately. Bank loans become difficult to secure. Ranch supplies arrive late. Trusted partners suddenly cancel important agreements without giving a reason. At first, these seem like small setbacks, but Beth begins connecting the dots. Someone isn't trying to destroy the ranch overnight. They're trying to slowly squeeze it until there is no way to survive. Rip notices something different. Strange vehicles are being seen near the ranch at night. Fence lines are cut without explanation. Livestock goes missing, but there are no clear signs of who is responsible. Whoever is behind these incidents knows the land well and seems determined to make the ranch feel surrounded at all times. As the pressure grows, Beth refuses to wait for another attack. She begins digging into property records, old business deals, and forgotten land disputes. During her search, she uncovers a decades-old agreement that was never fully settled. If the document is genuine, someone may believe they still have a legal claim to part of the ranch. That discovery raises an even bigger question. Has this fight really been about revenge, or has it always been about land ownership? Meanwhile, Rip starts gathering a small group of trusted allies. He knows he can't protect everyone by himself. The ranch now needs people who understand loyalty above everything else. Every person he chooses has already proven they will stand their ground when things become dangerous. But trust is becoming harder to find. Fans have been wondering whether Season 2 might introduce a new ranch hand who seems honest at first but is actually working for the enemy. This mysterious newcomer earns everyone's confidence by helping around the ranch and always being in the right place at the right time. Yet, every time important information leaks, that person somehow escapes suspicion. Beth begins to suspect there could be someone feeding information to their enemies. She doesn't know who it is, but she becomes convinced that every move they make is being watched. Instead of confronting anyone directly, she decides to play a dangerous game. She deliberately shares different pieces of false information with different people, hoping to discover which secret eventually reaches the enemy. If one of those fake stories comes back to haunt them, she'll finally know who betrayed the family. At the same time, Carter starts noticing that Beth and Rip are acting differently. They're hiding conversations, locking doors, and whispering late at night. Feeling left out, he decides to investigate on his own. His curiosity leads him to an abandoned property near the ranch where he finds evidence that someone has been secretly using the location as a meeting place. Before he can tell anyone, he realizes he isn't alone. Someone else is already there. Instead of attacking him, the stranger simply gives Carter a warning. Tell Beth and Rip they're already too late. The mysterious figure disappears before Carter can ask another question, leaving him confused and frightened. When he returns to the ranch and tells everyone what happened, Rip immediately knows this isn't an ordinary threat. Whoever sent that message wanted the family to panic. Beth refuses to believe they're losing control, but deep down, she knows their enemies are staying one step ahead. As more clues begin to surface, another theory starts spreading among fans. What if the real mastermind has never appeared on screen because they're waiting for the perfect moment? Instead of rushing into the conflict, they're allowing smaller groups to weaken the Duttons first. Once the ranch is exhausted, financially and emotionally, they'll make their move. If that's true, then everything Beth and Rip have fought through so far has only been the opening chapter. The season could slowly build toward a confrontation unlike anything they've faced before, one where strength alone won't be enough to save the ranch. Beth's intelligence, Rip's determination, and Carter's growing courage may all be tested at the same time. And just when they think they've uncovered the truth, a single unexpected phone call could reveal that the real enemy has been much closer than anyone ever imagined. Just when Beth and Rip believe they are finally getting closer to the truth, another unexpected event could turn the entire season upside down. Imagine waking up to find dozens of cattle missing without a single gate being left open. There are no signs of a fight, no tire tracks, and no witnesses. It is almost as if the animals disappeared into thin air. At first, Rip thinks it is another simple act of theft, but after searching the area, he notices something strange. Whoever took the cattle knew exactly where to go and exactly how to avoid being seen. This wasn't the work of ordinary criminals. It was planned by someone who understands ranch life just as well as he does. Beth immediately starts asking herself one question. How could someone know so much about the ranch unless they had inside information? That idea begins to haunt everyone. Every worker becomes a possible suspect. Every conversation suddenly feels different. Even people who have been loyal for years begin wondering whether someone close to them is hiding a dangerous secret. While the family struggles with growing distrust, another rumor begins spreading across Texas. A powerful investment group is quietly buying ranches near Dutton Ranch. One family sells because of financial problems, another accepts an offer that seems too good to refuse. Piece by piece, thousands of acres begin falling into the same hands. Beth quickly realizes this may not be a coincidence. What if someone is creating a massive network of land around them? If Dutton Ranch becomes completely surrounded, every road, supply route, and business connection could eventually be controlled by the same people. Without firing a single shot, the ranch could slowly become trapped. Rip refuses to believe they can simply wait and watch it happen. He starts visiting neighboring ranch owners, hoping to convince them not to sell. Some agree to stand with him, others are too afraid to get involved. They know that anyone who refuses the mysterious buyers soon begins facing unexpected financial problems. Meanwhile, Carter starts noticing unusual activity near the old barns. Late one evening, he spots a truck parked in the distance. Instead of driving away, the people inside appear to be watching the ranch through binoculars. Before Carter can get close enough to see their faces, the truck disappears into the darkness. When he tells Rip what he saw, Rip immediately begins searching the area. He eventually finds fresh tire marks leading toward an abandoned road that hasn't been used in years. The trail ends at an old warehouse. Inside, there is almost nothing except a large map hanging on the wall. The map catches Rip's attention immediately. Several ranches across Texas have been marked with red circles. One of those circles is Dutton Ranch. Another surprising theory among fans suggests that this map could reveal a much larger operation. Instead of targeting only Beth and Rip, the people behind these attacks may be trying to gain control of multiple ranches across the state. If successful, they wouldn't just own land. They would control cattle routes, transportation, and valuable resources worth millions. Beth begins digging into public records again. After days of searching, she notices that many of the recent land purchases were made through different companies. On paper, the businesses have nothing in common. But after following the paperwork further, every company eventually leads back to the same anonymous investment fund. Someone has been hiding their identity very carefully. As Beth gets closer to uncovering the truth, strange things begin happening around her. Anonymous phone calls interrupt her meetings. Important documents disappear from her office. Her computer systems experience mysterious failures just before she discovers new evidence. Instead of feeling afraid, Beth becomes even more determined. She knows someone is watching her. And if they are trying this hard to stop her, it means she is getting close to something important. At the same time, Rip receives another warning from an old friend. He is told that several dangerous men have recently crossed into Texas looking for work. Nobody knows exactly who hired them, but they are being paid extremely well and asking detailed questions about the Dutton Ranch. Rip understands exactly what that means. The next attack may not be far away. Rather than waiting behind locked gates, Rip prepares the ranch for whatever comes next. Everyone begins working together. Patrols are organized, equipment is checked. Every entrance to the property is watched day and night. The atmosphere becomes tense. Nobody laughs anymore. Nobody sleeps peacefully. Even the smallest sound during the night makes everyone wonder if this is finally the moment their enemies decide to strike. But just when the family believes they are ready, Beth receives an envelope with no return address. Inside is only one photograph. It shows a member of the ranch standing beside one of their greatest enemies. There is no explanation, no note, no signature, only one terrifying message written across the bottom. Trust no one. The photograph leaves Beth completely speechless. If it is real, then everything they believed about loyalty could be wrong. But if it is fake, someone is trying to destroy the family from the inside before the real battle even begins. And that single photograph could become the spark that changes everything in Dutton Ranch Season 2. Just when it seems like Beth and Rip are running out of options, an unexpected discovery could completely change the direction of the war. For weeks, they have been reacting to every attack. But what if, for the first time, they finally get the chance to strike back? Everything begins with a single phone call. Beth receives a call from someone who refuses to reveal their name. The voice is calm, but urgent. The caller claims to have worked for the people trying to destroy Dutton Ranch and says the entire operation is much bigger than anyone realizes. Before hanging up, the stranger leaves only one message. "You've been fighting the wrong enemy." Those words stay in Beth's mind. If the caller is telling the truth, then every battle Rip has fought and every business move Beth has made may have been aimed at people who were never truly in charge. Rip doesn't trust anonymous warnings, but Beth believes the risk is worth taking. She secretly follows the clue left by the mysterious caller and discovers an old warehouse on the outskirts of town. The building looks abandoned, yet inside she finds signs that someone has been using it recently. Pinned to one wall are maps, financial records, and photographs of several ranches across Texas. Dutton Ranch is only one target among many. Whoever is behind this operation isn't trying to destroy a single family. They're trying to build an empire by taking control of valuable land one ranch at a time. Beth realizes something even more shocking. The attacks have never been random. Every fire, every threat, every financial setback has been carefully planned to force ranch owners into selling at lower prices. While Beth uncovers this hidden plan, Rip receives troubling news from one of his trusted friends. A convoy of unfamiliar trucks has been spotted moving toward the area late at night. No company logos, no license plates anyone recognizes. The vehicles never stop in town. They disappear into the countryside before sunrise. Rip immediately suspects another operation is about to begin. Instead of waiting behind the ranch gates, he decides to track the convoy from a distance. What he discovers only raises more questions. The trucks aren't carrying cattle or equipment. They're transporting large, locked containers under heavy security. No one knows what's inside. Some fans believe these containers could hold valuable documents proving illegal land deals. Others think they may contain equipment needed for a much larger operation. Whatever the truth is, Rip becomes convinced that stopping those trucks could expose the people responsible for everything. Meanwhile, Carter begins struggling with the pressure of living under constant danger. He wants to help Beth and Rip, but he also feels frustrated that they're trying to protect him by keeping secrets. Instead of staying behind, he quietly starts learning everything he can about ranch operations, security, and the family's past. During one late-night conversation with an older ranch worker, Carter hears a story that catches his attention. Years ago, another family fought to keep the same land against powerful investors. They disappeared without warning, and the case was never solved. Could history be repeating itself? Beth also notices a strange pattern while reviewing old records. Every family that refused to sell eventually faced financial ruin, legal problems, or unexplained accidents. None of the cases seemed connected at the time, but together they form a disturbing picture.